Well, I grew up in Freeport. My parents had a house on Woodcliff Avenue. Actually, it was on what was then South Grove Street, which is now Guy Lombardo Avenue.
He lived down on Woodcliff Canal. Big white house on the east side that was very distinctive because it had a slip that went right in under the house. It was really something in the day. And he kept his mahogany speedboat, the Tempo, tied up there. Had a second floor above, and oh, it was really something.
But they were low key. You know, you'd see him in the grocery store, you'd see him in the drugstore up the street, and it was just, how you doing, you know? Good family, great for Freeport.
When I met Guy, it was in 1946, and Guy was playing at the Roosevelt Hotel down in the Rainbow Grill, and they would finish their numbers around midnight. Guy would get in his car, make a left and go up about a block, and there was the White Castle hamburger. So a bunch of my friends used to stop up there for hamburgers, never thinking about meeting Guy, and he pulls up in his 1947 Continental convertible, and everybody says Guy, and of course his license plate was Guy, G-U-I, that's all it was. So he was happy. He always liked to meet people, and we chatted with him and all that stuff, and he said that he's stopping here to pick up a sack full of hamburgers for his wife, Lilybell.
One of the first shows, I remember Robert Moses was actually in the front row with Guy Lombardo to see what it was about. And my wife used to come down to try and make sure I didn't get in trouble. We ran through the boat, 6 boats with wild, noisy engines, and they, you know, and everybody's going, yay, that's what we want. So we sprayed the bandstand, and I don't know, the first night, one of the boats ran up on the stage and almost into the bandstand. And my wife said, oh, Al, they're gonna cancel it. You'll never get away with that. He said, that was great. Can you do it every night? I said, well, we'll try.
The East Point House.
It was just like a great big restaurant. It was like the Schooner, right?
That was all the way down the end of Grove Street, which is now Guy Lombardo Avenue.
Well, the East Point House was at the very end of Guy Lombardo Avenue, or South Grove Street in those days. A big 2-story building right on the water.
Originally was one big ground floor, great views next to the big windows looking out on the bay. And upstairs a piano and a band playing. If you wanted to dance, you'd go upstairs. They had an awning up there.
And I remember it was right on the point, had a commanding view looking south.
We had the first round Long Island races, 1958. That was our headquarters, Guy Lombardo's restaurant.
And then they also used to have, I think, a package deal where you could have dinner at the East Point House, and then there was a boat that would take you over to the Jones Beach Theater to see the show there and then bring you back.
Every time we'd go by, it had beautiful glass windows maximizing the view. And when the sun was just right, the water would reflect off the windows and it looked like diamonds.
My earliest memory, I guess, would be sitting on Guy's shoulder at the East Point House, which was the restaurant that he owned, and they had these large globe lights hanging all over the restaurant. And I guess at 2 or 3 years old, I was fascinated by touching those lights. So he would hold me up so I could touch all the globe lights in the restaurant.
And we're sitting around, you know, I'm bored, and, you know, what's going on? They had a little music playing, but the show didn't start yet. And then you hear this rumble come in. Guy Lombardo comes in on his speedboat.
So you'd be surprised how many star performers that had children used to sneak on that boat and hide just so they can get that ride, you know what I mean? In fact, one of my daughter and it was like that. Yeah.
A little kid had a kind of a junky little rowboat or something with a small motor, and the motor quit, and he drifted over to Guy Lombardo's house. So a guy walks out and the kid says, my motor quit. Can I tie my boat up here and maybe I'll come back tomorrow and get it fixed. So guy told him he could tie it up, and the next day he gets up and the boat's sunk. So Guy Lombardo feels so bad, he's gonna buy the kid another engine and have his man pump out the boat and fix it, and he gave the kid a little engine and his little boat fixed up with no fanfare. You know, you'd only hear about it because we lived there. But he was that kind of guy.
I'd be down around Woodcliff all the time, my little Garvey. And every so often I'd see Guy Lombardo going out in a tempo. I remember, I'd wave to the guy and always had time to smile and wave to a kid.